All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. And my name is Judson Powell. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. All right, so now I'm going to continue with kind of what I started with a long time ago. And I want to do some more comedic teaching. And I want to kind of start off from the Bible because because I tell you all the time that the Bible is stolen and plagiarized and all of this stuff, and they made stuff up and all of this stuff in order to write the Bible. All right, now, but here's the thing, and I want y'all to keep this in the back of your mind at all times about the Bible. The Bible is not completely, because we got all these so-called woke people running around, F the Bible, burn the Bible, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's all well. And the Quran. Let me throw the Quran in there too. In fact, let me throw every religious book in there because all of them, every single one of it, the Talmud, everything, all of them are all taken from African spirituality. All right? Every single one of them. There's not a single one of them that does not contain African spirituality. And why is that? Because African spirituality was first. It originated before everything else. So that's the basis. That's the foundation. So when you understand that African spirituality is the foundation of everything, then it kind of opens your mind to other avenues and other aspects. All right. And then a lot of things, like I said, throughout time, throughout history, they were made up. All right. So let's start at the beginning. And this is one of my favorite things to do because they start off like the Bible starts off in Genesis and it hits you early and often. Okay. So we all know the first 5 books of the Bible are called what? The Torah. That's what Jewish people subscribe to, right? They subscribe to the Torah. All right. So, and it's all law. It's telling you what to do. Difference between African spirituality and religion. All right. Because Christianity and Islam and all, they also all use the same, they use the same basis for their belief. Okay. Now, so what did they? So what's the first thing they do? They tell us about Adam and Eve, right? So there's a creation story. But if you go back in your Bible, right, or in your Quran, there are two creation stories, and so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and once again, I always have to give this caveat is that we are not talking about religion. We are talking about spirituality. And so and people who are religious people or people who are religious leaders, they use parts of African spirituality in order to make their point. All right. So we got the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, of course, was the leader of the Nation of Islam, okay, back in the 50s, 60s, whatever. So now he comes up with, and he tells us, and which was also, and I did a video about this, which was also confirmed by National Geographic magazine, that the 2 creation stories are, one is the spiritual natural creation that the Most High did, and the other one was the creation of man that man did. Okay, because one is just created, the other one comes from the rib of a man. It's like, I don't want to come from the rib of a man. All right. So I came and you came and we all came from our mama. So that's how come. So that's the first fallacy, because you have to understand their goal. The goal of Christianity was to take society and make it masculine. All right. So that was the goal of Christianity, was to take the woman out of the Holy Trinity, because the real Holy Trinity was behind what? Heru, right? The son. And then we had Aset and Asar, which is the father and the mother, right? Okay. But excuse me. So they did not mince, so they made up this whole other story. All right. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that's because what? One was about humans and the other one was about non-humans. And when we say human, we're not talking about it in the vernacular of just being man or woman. We're talking about it in the vernacular of the reason why there are humans and non-humans is hue just means color. Okay, so there's a man of color, and then there's the hue man came from the Most High, the Sun, Amun Ra. We are the children of the Sun. All right, so the children of the Sun. That's all. And it's not. I'm not trying to fight nobody. I'm not trying to to ruffle no feathers or nothing like that. I'm just telling you that's what the origination of the word meant. Okay. And our ancestors in Cush and in Kemet said what? They said that that there were only 4 races of humans. They were either yellow, as we know as what? Asians, basically people that are Asians. They were brown, which is what we know as the people of Central, North, Central, and South America of the Americas. They were black, which were Africans, right? And they were red, which was also what? North Americans. Okay. So just so that you have an idea of what's being talked about throughout this whole thing. So that's what they said. And there are hieroglyphs that actually make this point. All right. And so, in which I believe wholeheartedly that that's why a lot of racism and a lot of things white folks did, even the story of Alexander the Great going into Egypt, and he wanted to be what? He wanted to be a Kemetic priest. He wanted to be a Coptic priest, right? And the reason why that they told him no, because you're not human. That's what they told him. They were like, well, you're not a colored man. And so I believe that that's like one of the foundations of the origins, because then after that, from all historical accounts, Alexander then set out for this, this thing that, hey, I'm gonna rape and pillage this whole place. All right. So now we have these people, right? And now all of a sudden realize that through the Torah, through the entire Torah, what's going on? We have wars and we have rumors of wars and all of this stuff that's going on. But before all of those wars, remember, they sent out all of these Hebrews and everything, and everything that they were doing throughout the Torah, they were taking over land. They said that God told them that this was their promised land. Okay, so that's one of the first. So you see what I'm saying? So that's the blueprint. So what did they do? They took over land. They took over Africa, captured slaves, sent them over here, right? They destroyed whole races of people, or tried to. Ask the American Indians, ask the Native Americans. What did they do? Raped and pillaged, killed them, right? Stole their land, sent them on the Trail of Tears, et cetera, right? And where's the blueprint for all of that? That's why I keep telling y'all the Bible is the manual for slavery and for persecution. Because and the justification for it is the fact that they believed that God told them that was their thing, which is why I try to dispel the thing about God, because God is a Caucasian construct. It is not a African spirituality or any other race spiritual. I'm talking about of the human race. It's not a concept that we have. We have the concept of what? The Most High, and that I am the God. Okay, so God is you, and it comes down to the, like I said yesterday, generator, operator, destroyer. It's an acronym. Government of Defense. It's an acronym. It's not a legit thing. And no, I'm not an atheist, because I know that they're the Most High. I understand that Ra is a power higher than me, right? Because Ra in my nature, the netter of Ra takes everything that's unseen. It consumes everything that's unseen and unknown and unlearned by me. So I gotta understand that before I put the whole thing together, because God told me to tell you. Well, when you're talking to God, when you have what? When you have all of these different things, what do you have? What you have is you have what you're talking to yourself about. The conversations, the inner conversations that you're having with yourself. Think about it. Because I know all day long, constantly, even in you are in a cognizant, a conscious level at all times. Even if you know it or you don't know it, you always have a level of consciousness, and there are many aspects and facets to your consciousness. All right, you are constantly. You should, and if you don't, you should. You should have a constant conversation with yourself going on at all times. That's one of because that's where wisdom is obtained. See, wisdom is obtained through those that, first of all, you get a little knowledge, and then what do? You think about the knowledge and how to apply it to situations that occur and happen in life. And see, that's what they don't teach you in church. That's one of the things that they don't teach you in church. They don't teach you how to apply. Okay, so if there is God, so how do you apply God to what happens in everyday life? And I'm not talking about the church vernacular, oh, I'm too blessed to be stressed and all that kind of stuff. Nah. Those are just sayings. But they don't equate to what's really happening in the universe. And when you look up, just like when people look up, you look up in the sky. Go outside on a clear night and look up into the sky. Go out on a clear night and look up into the sky, and you see literally thousands of solar systems, hundreds, thousands of solar systems. So do you believe that you're the only being, or if you just look at all the animals, all the species of animals that exist on the planet, on this planet, do you believe that this is the only place that there's life? Or that there's energy flowing through vessels like us? Because that's all you are. You're a vessel of energy. That's why I don't really believe in death or anything like that. Why? Because energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transposed or transformed. It's a physics. It's scientific. All right. At some point, my spirit is going to leave my body. All right. And then after that, so you think that, and so I always ask people, I say, so you think like say that life expectancy is 80 years. So you think you're going to live 80 years and all of this wisdom and knowledge is going to be poured into you. And then just like that, it's shut off. But the earth has remained for thousands of years. And, okay, do you believe that your grandma is worth less than your grandma is dead? Do you believe that your grandma is worth less than a rock that'll sit here for, to sit on the earth forever? Think about it. You ever thought about that? It's like, so you think that God will put you here, a God would put you here and then just stuff you out. And then the next thing is all of this stuff about sin and blah, 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 blah. It's like these things were created because it doesn't exist because of what? There's a universal law of grace. That's why they could talk about grace in the Bible, because it is universal. It's a universal law. You receive grace whether you want it or not. Everything on the planet receives grace, whether they want it or not, because it's a universal law. It is law. So all of those laws that they're telling you about in the first part of the Bible are all bull crap. Because what is it? It's an indictment on what? It's an indictment on your netters. All they're talking about in laws is your nature. Thou shalt not kill. It's in your nature. Oh, you don't want to hear that though, right? Those are the things, thou shalt not steal. Why did they say that? Because stealing is in your nature. Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave that right there because I'm out of time. Fast 15 minutes is up. I'm going to continue next time. I love you. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Bye.